Welcome, everybody. I'm Travis Hopson of punchdrunkcritics.com and, of course, Cinema Royale. And I'm just kind of wrapping up 2024 with my best movies of the year list. Should just call it my favorite movies of 2024 because these are the movies that stuck with me the most. And some of them you're probably going to expect if you've been reading the site. Some of them you probably are not expecting. Now, going into 2024, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I usually gauge what my expectations for the year are going to be based on Sundance, which is in January. And if I feel really good coming out of the festival, then I expect the year is going to be great too. It was not a great Sundance. Um, and so I was a little bit concerned that the year was not going to be very good either. It turned out okay, though. In fact, it turned out well enough that I had a lot of movies, a lot of really great movies that I had to leave off my list this year, such as Complete Unknown, The Substance, Levelized Bleeding, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of good stuff. But I got my 20, and as I always say every year when I do this, these are mostly in random order. The only one that is top, that is in order, is the number one movie. That is the last movie that we'll be talking about. So without further ado, because I don't want to waste anybody's time, here are my 20 favorite movies of 2024. Exhibiting Forgiveness. Renowned visual artist Titus Kafar's powerful debut forced me to consider my own feelings about forgiveness and absolution, my past relationship with my father, and so much more. The Beekeeper. I haven't forgotten you, Jason Statham. I know. The Beekeeper was like this terrific January treat, a violent bit of wish fulfillment that saw Jason Statham slaughter scammers and terrorize Josh Hutcherson. It was beautiful and funny and great and glorious. I loved it. Dune Part 2. An exceptional sci-fi spectacle that has made me fall in love with the spice world I had previously hated. Really hate Dune almost everywhere, but not with these movies. The only problem is that my expectations for the third are so high, I'm not sure Denis Villeneuve can reach them. I really don't think he can. Civil War. Alex Garland's terrifying glimpse at a future America ripped apart by war is as strikingly beautiful as it is frighteningly possible given the current political climate. The Dead Don't Hurt. Viggo Mortensen gives the old-fashioned masculine western a fresh spin with Vicky Krieps' commanding performance as a rich woman who seeks to tame the lawless frontier. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. No, it's not Mad Max Fury Road, but I didn't need it to be. Anya Taylor-Joy captures the burning ferocity of Charlize Theron's performance in this blistering revenge tale that audiences decided they didn't want for some reason. For shame on you. Fly Me to the Moon. Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson's rocket-fueled chemistry ignites this charming screwball comedy that also celebrates our NASA heroes and good old-fashioned American ingenuity. This probably should have stayed a streaming release, but I don't care. This was a true delight. Deadpool and Wolverine. The most enjoyable superhero movie of the year, and honestly, the only well-reviewed one at all. Gave us the Ryan Reynolds Hugh Jackman team up we had spent years begging for, and it did not disappoint me. More importantly, it reminded us that Wesley Snipes is the only Blade that matters. Just stop trying to make that Blade movie happen. Alien Romulus. It's been so long since Alien was this good, I almost forgot that it ever was. Fede Alvarez breathed new life into the franchise by going back to its horror roots, introducing interesting and complex new characters, and expanding what we know of that universe. Feed me more of it. Give me more. Rebel Ridge. Remember when this was a John Boyega movie? Me neither. Aaron Pierre made us all forget Boyega with his smoldering, quietly confident performance and Jeremy Saulnier's white-hot revenge movie. Counter to our instincts, Pierre's character is trying to dial down the intensity, but finding the crooked cops are just too eager for a well-deserved beatdown. It's so good to see Saulnier get back on track. Transformers 1. For too long, my undying love for Transformers was not rewarded on the big screen. Thank you, Michael Bay. I expected nothing from this animated movie and origin story, but I've never been so captivated by a Megatron Optimus Prime clash as this. Teasing a buddy comedy and delivering a heartbreaking story of betrayal, Transformers 1 should be the launching pad for a whole new generation of fans. Flow. Breathtaking. I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but there were times when I literally couldn't breathe. Either I was astonished by the stunning animation, the beauty of the natural and mystical surroundings, or gasping with fear for the fate of this feline and his companions. What an amazing movie, and simply the best animated film of the year. Do not miss it. Saturday night. Jason Reitman might be a glorified commercial for SNL's 50th anniversary, but I don't care. This fast-moving, surprisingly uplifting laugh riot boasts an incredible ensemble playing some of the most iconic people in comedy. And they were so good, I didn't care the story was mostly a work of fiction. Dude, Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd and Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase had my mind blown. The Order. I don't know if anybody is making better true crime movies right now than Justin Kurzel. This clenched fist type thriller finds Jude Law as an FBI agent tracking down a deadly real life white supremacist group while battling his own demons. Channeling the repulsive crime thrillers of the 1970s, The Order is the kind of down and dirty film they just don't make very often anymore, and they really, really should. Smile 2. I'm as surprised as anyone to see this here, but I simply could not shake Naomi Scott's Oscar-worthy performance as a celebrity pop star experiencing a nightmarish public breakdown, while also facing a deadly curse that'll likely kill her. The rush of emotions she brilliantly displays from one moment to the next should be taught in acting classes for years to come. And yeah, the film is also grisly as hell and shockingly smart, easily surpassing its predecessor. September 5. An Olympics hostage crisis, a dark age of communication technology, journalists forced into ethically compromising scenarios, and a broadcast going out to millions for the first time ever, all crammed into one claustrophobic network center. No film had me on the edge of my seat quite like September 5. If it doesn't get some Best Picture love, I'll riot. Hundreds of Beavers. The unquestionable funniest movie of the year is a silent movie and live action cartoon about an outdoorsman who must kill hundreds of wily beavers to win the heart of the woman he loves. Yeah, it's silly. It's like the bastard spawn of a Looney Tunes cartoon and a video game. I don't dare think this movie is for everybody, but it soothes my twisted heart for sure. A Real Pain. Jesse Eisenberg's tragicomic road movie features the single best performance of the year by Kieran Culkin. It's also a film that, as it takes its turns through a Holocaust tour, is at times gut-wrenchingly honest, uproariously funny, and surprisingly beautiful. The Brutalist. The pieces finally all came together with Brady Corbett's third feature, an impeccably crafted American epic about a Holocaust survivor and genius-level architect's doomed pursuit of the American dream and the establishment of a lasting masterpiece. Corbett turns a critical eye to the examination of art and commercialism, creative freedom versus integration, and the corrupting nature of raw power. It's unfathomable that Adrian Brody's soulful performance nearly belonged to Joel Edgerton, who's great, but come on. Because Brody is almost assured a Best Actor nomination for this. And my number one film, Anora. When Sean Baker's The Florida Project was my number one movie a few years ago, I said it wouldn't be long before he was there again, and I was right. It took a few years, but he's back with Anora, which features the glowing Mikey Madison in a star-making turn. Still fixated on the hopes and dreams of marginalized communities, Baker tells a modern Cinderella story for sex workers, finding hard truths and unexpected comedy as Madison's exotic dancer elopes with the childish son of a Russian oligarch. Best thing about Honora, other than Madison, is that it never fails to surprise you. It bounds effortlessly from hard-scrabble underdog story to screwball comedy to an immigrant story and back again, ending with one of the most heart-wrenching final scenes of the year. And those are my best movies of 2024. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think are your best films of the year. I'd love to hear from you. Email me anytime at punchdrunkcritics@yahoo.com. Thanks, guys. Bye. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.